All right, so we're playing a game to end this episode. We are calling it Where Will They Sign? I have a list of the upcoming 2025 unrestricted free agents. Fellas, you have to be off your phones and computers.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
done?
I'm ready.
Are you done?
Unrestricted free agents.
All right. I have a list of the upcoming unrestricted free agents for the 2025 off season. I'm going to give you a name, and you must predict where they sign and for how much come July 1st.
What he signed for?
At the very top, there's no way we couldn't start with this name. He's from Ontario.
Yeah.
Local boy. Played in the GTA all his life. Then he played a little in London. Then he came back to the GTA as a pro.
All right, John Tavares. Got it. So,
Mitchell Marner. Where will he sign?
Where he signed for?
Toronto,
Oh, okay.
I just have to get a calculator out.
13.1.
13 for how many years?
8. Because
Damn.
it's a hair under Matthews. 13.1.
Reasons?
Was that?
That's the reasons?
Yeah.
Do you have any other reasons?
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Do you think it's the right decision by the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh, God.
There's no way.
It'll depend on the playoffs.
Okay.
It depends on the playoff. Like, okay, I will say my opinion is shifting a bit for 2 reasons. One, this is the best I think he's ever played. The other is, like, I was sort of on board with his first contract, like the one that led to all this, because I'm like, yeah, well, the cap's going to go up, and then it didn't. Now it is. Like, all this recent.
That's not even. It's not a conversation.
Yeah, it's
going up. It's
going
already
up.
set in stone to go up by $10 million in the next couple of
Unless
years.
a once in a century event happens
Twice.
it'll be going up, and like, okay, we're gonna get rid of this guy even though the cap's going up, because why? It'll be 13.1 times 8.
Adam.
I'm going to say he will be the first Leaf to sign a $100 million contract on the dot, 12.5 over 8 years.
McDavid.
And I say that because the Leafs will say McDavid. And I know he'll say, but Matthews. And they'll be like, yep, and he's a center. And the difference really between him and Matthews will be $750,000 a year, which is nothing for these guys.
I don't think so.
Well,
$750,000 is nothing for the dude who got mad about Schedule B bonuses.
Because he's gonna make. This is what's gonna happen. He's gonna sign for a reasonable amount of money.
I'm not wrong.
A reasonable amount of money.
They've been nothing but predictable.
Am I gonna finish this or
No.
I'm gonna sign for? He's gonna sign for a more reasonable amount of money, which is still high.
That's a great point.
And he is going to fans are going to like it, and he's going to be able to do more endorsements, and he'll be able to out-endorse Matthews.
Endorsements
never.
Never, ever mattered in a contract negotiation with the Leafs.
I don't remember talking this much over your...
Mitch is never going to have...
Oh, really?
None of
the tape.
No, Mitch is never going to have the RBC commercials that Austin has.
That's right.
Those are so
He's got
good.
to wear a yellow turtleneck.
Those are so good.
I think Mitch is...
Might have helped
I think
with
he's
his
signing it for 12 and a half.
His reputation.
If he signs for 12 and a half or 12.75, I think that this guy, people are going to go, wow, okay, that's not the maximum he would have signed for, and we really appreciate that. And by the way, he's played his balls off this year. Yeah. And hopefully in the playoffs, the results actually happen for him, because as much as we have been hard, we're hard on anybody that doesn't perform in the playoffs. It just happens that he, for a couple of series, was a guy that didn't perform to what they needed him to. And you can go back and you can look at, total points, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but what games did he get the points in? And that's the key. The Tampa series specifically, I'm talking about.
It's unfathomable you have to explain that every year.
It's not, though, because people just, they have their hockey DB open and whatever. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Hey, Darren, here's a New Year's resolution. Shut your mouth.
And they have. And that tells me it gets done in Toronto, 8 years, 12 and a half. I think he's going to see a renaissance in popularity. Not that Mitch Marner's not the most popular. If he could be, he's one or two. But I think Mitch, before that contract was signed, was hands down the most popular Leaf. And I think that his relationship with the media and the fans will normalize. and it will be less contentious. And this is a guy, ultimately, Leaf fans, that wants to be here.
He's a smart guy.
He wants to play in the not real NHL. I think that matters, man.
He's a smart guy. He's been saying less. His agent has said nearly nothing.
Nothing.
And I think that's by design. Learn from your mistakes.
John Tavares.
Yeah.
Toronto.
Steve. For how much? How many years?
6.5 times
Oh,
5.
that's a little heavy.
I'm going 5.5 times 4.
I like that.
I like Adams better.
Yeah.
But
I think
that's what you think. You think it's 6?
I mean, listen, if he signs for less than that, it's out of the kindness of his heart because he's been great.
Yeah. And I listen, he probably deserves what you're talking about is the Giroux contract. What he has in what I would say to him is like, listen, John, we want to get you that cup. Mitch was a little flexible. Can you be a little flexible? And we expect some regression in your play over the course of this deal. And man, I'll give you this. What if it's 5 years? 5.5 times 5. People will be like, ah! I know people will freak out, but I will not care
about the amount of years.
I don't care about 2030 right now. I don't.
care.
I don't care. Yeah. Do not care. Don't care.
Win a Stanley Cup.
John Tavares is going to stay in Toronto. It's going to be 4 or 5 years. It's going to be 5 to 5.5 million.
Mikko Rantanen. Let's speed through these.
Oh, that's a good one. 14 mil.
Oh,
Shit.
7 years. New York Rangers.
Whoa.
jeez.
They're going to make some trades, man.
Jeez.
Holy hot shit.
And I have a second team lined up if it's not the Rangers.
Who is it?
Minnesota Wild.
Oh, wow.
Who have an absolute boatload of cash ready to sign. They got like $30 million to spend this offseason.
Avalanche fans might like Islanders burn his jersey
You think so?
just because it's Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly.
He
I
did
know.
win a cup, so I guess that changes.
He's out to get his money.
Yeah, once you
know.
win a cup, you're pretty much free to do whatever
14
you want.
schmil.
I think he stays in Colorado. 13.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. And they got to get that Gabe Landeskog thing sorted out. Like they can't.
I think they will.
They cannot let this go on any longer. It's really affecting the team now.
You can't. I think they get an answer from Gabe before they have an answer with Mikko.
Adams, I think, onto something with the Parise and Suter deals coming off the books for Minnesota. That is literally $14 million they no longer have to pay to guys who don't play there.
Yep.
It's going to be a big offseason for Minnesota.
And you got to show Kaprizov that you're serious, and also maybe have a replacement for him if he decides to sign somewhere else.
also, a lot of that money's going to him.
Yep.
So next up, Nick Ehlers.
Ooh, I like Nick Ehlers a lot, and I don't think he's staying in Winnipeg.
28 years old, makes $6 million on the cap right now. UFA at the end of the year has
I
got
gotta look at his points here.
25 points in 24 games, 9 goals, 16 assists right now. Where does Nikolaj Ehlers sign next season? Personally, I think he stays in Winnipeg.
7 times 7.
Ooh, I like that. It's a good number.
That's only
Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow. That's only $1 million raise over what he's currently making in his last deal. His last deal was 7 by 6.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a shorter term deal where he gets a better opportunity because like Bones didn't really like him. And Arneal's given him a little bit more of a chance. But again, his ice time over the last 3 years has fallen from 1804 to now it's 1539, 1552, and this year it's 1533. He wants a place where he's going to get an opportunity to sign a mega deal, which is why I'm looking at San Jose.
I can see that.
Or
I can see that.
Anaheim, where it's a short,
I don't see that as much.
higher end deal.
Yeah.
Where so the reason I say Anaheim is they need some more goals, and they've got this young core, and I think Ehlers can score you 25, 30, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Ish. I like that, and I think specifically with San Jose, like Toffoli's off the books if they don't re-sign him, and
Absurdly consistent goal scorer, just looking at his numbers.
yeah, and I think like, hey, you can play next to Celebrini. Hey, you can play next to Leo Carlson. That's
a good
That's
sell.
a pretty yeah.
I said
I don't think he's ever reached his full potential with the Jets. I think this guy's a better player.
I said Pittsburgh because he is a smaller, feisty winger with solid underlying numbers who everyone says is underappreciated. That is the most Kyle Dubas player I've ever heard.
That's so true.
yes.
Next
so
up,
true.
He's got 19
Oh, and
points.
terrible playoff numbers. Sorry.
That's very funny.
That's funny.
He's got 19 points in 23 games, 8 goals, 11 assists. He's 27 years old, making $6.65 million. His last contract was a 3-year deal. Brock Boeser of the Vancouver Canucks is a UFA this upcoming offseason. Where does he play next year? And for how much and for how long?
I need to check something because it affects my answer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Brock Boeser of the Minnesota Wild.
Whoa.
Oh!
Is that because
He's going home,
he's from there.
Burnsville, Minnesota.
Oh, good call.
My dad.
I thought about the Rangers.
Good call.
Because Adam's got me all titillated about the Rangers, but bring the hometown boy home.
I agree with Steve. I'm not even going to add to that. That's a great one.
Jakob Chychrun, in his just stellar season, he's got 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points in 25 games. Currently making $4.6 million. He's coming to the end of a 6-year deal with the Capitals.
How old is he?
26 years old.
Wow.
I can't believe
only
he's
26.
It feels like he's been in our lives since 1952.
Yeah.
Jakob Chychrun, where does he play next?
And he shoots right?
No.
Left.
Shoots
He
left.
can play, I believe he plays both
But
sides,
he's a left shooting defenseman.
This is an easy one for me. He's signing for 8+, and it's going to be 7 years, and it's going to be the New York Rangers. Lindgren's gone. They're going to need some guys on the left side. They do have some young guys going up. I don't know that K-Andre Miller has played very well this year enough to talk about a gigantic extension. I think they'll probably go bridge deal, and it'll actually probably be a nice little discount because he hasn't played great. He's been really soft. I think they need help up the left side. Chychrun makes so much sense on Broadway. It's just a question of, can you eat raw liver in New York State?
If I can insert my opinion into this one, I think the Washington Capitals look at how important this man is to their roster.
Yeah.
And they get a deal done before he ever reaches free agency.
I hope that's the case.
That's
because
my pick here.
what a fit. And sometimes you don't fuck with happy, man.
Exactly. I think he's going to recognize, like, I'm having such a good season right now, and I'm going to be my best here.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
But
I'm really
Steve's
struggling.
going.
I'm really struggling.
Steven's going with one of the other 31 teams.
No, you're probably right. I'm going to say, like, this dude, I think he makes like 9.
Yeah.
He's going to make a
I can
lot of
see that.
money.
Oh, yeah,
With the
absolutely.
cap going the way it is for a defenseman who's this important?
He could make, now, it completely depends on how he looks at it. If he looks at it, don't mess with happy. He'll sign for somewhere between 7.5 and 9 in Washington. Or I can pin 2 divisional rivals with a lot of money against each other, and he could play the Caps off the Rangers. And I think the Rangers, 205 pounds, 6'2", and he scores a shitload of goals. And think of how much better he'll make Adam Fox.
Well, and so the question too becomes, Adam Fox apparently is available for a gigantic amount, but he's available. He's not untouchable. You know,
Sure, I'm sure McDavid is too.
well, no, I don't think he is though. You know what I mean?
Like
the Rangers are like, yeah, you could call us about Adam Fox at this point.
well, then they're stupid.
Yes. But man, Chychrun Fox would be insane.
We got a couple more we can do.
Caps for Chychrun.
13 goals in 31 games, 27 points in 31 games. Darren Ferris client, 28 years old, Sam Bennett.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to be the first to say it. 7x7 Toronto Maple Leafs. He wants to play in Toronto. That I know. I know for fact. At some point in his career, he wants to be a Leaf.
What
I
about
do
John
know that.
Tavares? Winger?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it depends on what they do with the third line center situation. But I think Sam Bennett will be a Leaf at one point. And I think this is a perfect opportunity to be a Leaf at the point that matters the most. Not when you're at Joe Thornton level of your career or Patrick Marleau level of your career or Wayne Simmons or any of the other guys that came back. You get to play a consequential role and you get to be behind Matthews, and then you got Tavares also backing you up as well. So one of those guys is going to be the third line guy, and I think he's exactly what Tree wants as a centerman. Exactly.
I agree with that.
So I think Sam
I
Bennett,
think
$50 million here.
If you're bringing Sam Bennett to the Leafs, John Tavares doesn't have a role.
No, you have both. You have both.
That's
He's your
so
third line
much
center.
money.
That's fine. Center.
There's a
If
cap.
you're gonna spend money, that's where you do it.
Sure. definitely. But there's a cap.
We keep trying to send one of these guys to the Rangers. There it is.
That's a good one.
8.
8.
8. It's Ferris. What does he want? Dollars, money, dinero. That is what he wants. He needs it because he takes a lower rate than all other agents. And he's got a shitload of deals that age poorly because he's just like, yeah, go out and get that money, son. So he's going to go to the highest bidder, and that bidder will be the New York Rangers, who need that kind of player bad.
Yeah, they do.
Brad Marchand?
I mean, who doesn't need that kind of player?
Brad Marchand's staying in Boston.
Yes.
Steve? Yeah. Agreed? Yeah.
And I think for roughly the amount he makes now, 6.5 or whatever it is.
Yeah, 6.125.
I think he's going to stay.
He's coming to the end of an 8-year deal.
And
so.
he's the captain, and he's a legend, and they're going to raise his number to the rafters one day. I think it would be a crime if Brad Marchand were to sign somewhere else. If Boston lets him sign somewhere else.
Aaron Ekblad?
That's a good question. I think the Panthers are at the point where they need to keep him because you've lost Montour. You need to keep one of those guys. I think Ekblad is like the other guys and takes less and stays.
See, taking less for him would, I think, be a raise.
Or it would still be a slight raise. Yeah.
He makes what, 7.5?
Aaron Ekblad currently makes 7.5.
Well, what if he just continued to make 7.5?
I could see him signing for exact same amount or 8.
Taylor Hall?
Oh, baby.
Where does his career go next? He's been all over the NHL.
$2 million, Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, it's kind of cute.
That's a fascinating
reunion.
answer.
Yeah, I think that that reunion is due. It seems silly that they traded him in the first place, to be honest with you.
I'm going to go, okay, how's he performing this season? I know the answer's not good.
And it's on the Blackhawks, you know.
It is on the Blackhawks.
It's 7 goals, 7 assists, 30 games.
Yeah, it's okay.
Who is the I can fix him team?
I think he's done that. He's gone through Boston, Chicago, Buffalo.
Chicago can't fix nothing.
Buffalo
can't fix shit.
What played well in Boston?
Played well in Boston. Isn't that funny? Not that well, but well. Vancouver.
Oh, how much? I think it's a 1-year deal in Edmonton, by the way.
$3 million for 1 year in Vancouver to fix his shit.
Wow.
And then you figure it out from there.
I like that. Damn, Steve Dangle.